Hey, how's it going today? Good morning from Japan, and my voice is echoing everywhere. Oh my god, that's loud. Okay, anyway. Okay, cool. Yeah, just getting started here. As you probably can see, just woke up, got out of bed, getting my day started as much as I can. I went off to make some French toast, and lo and behold, while I was like scrambling some eggs for my French toast, earthquake happened. I was like, well, I feel like I was stirring a little too hard there. But no, it wasn't me. So, yeah. Got anybody in the chat so far? How y'all doing? Sorry, I'm a little stuffy today. These cedar tree pollen allergies just won't let up. So, yeah, hopefully that will be done. The trees will be finished giving off their fairy dust. I don't know what I call it. Fairy dust. Sooner or later. So hopefully I can speak clearly. Yeah. Well, for us over here, we had a holiday yesterday for the vernal equinox. It's actually a day off for most office workers. So went out to look at some tabletop games and such. Got a few ones. We're lucky to have shops that have used games, so you can get them much cheaper than you know you also otherwise would. And Japanese customers tend to keep their things in good shape, so when you buy it used, it's almost like new, which is great. Yep. I'm trying to get into more things that are just not fighting games. Well, I'm kind of a big break from fighting games for a little bit, but maybe get back into them, playing them sooner or later. I'm actually kind of excited for Mark of the Wolves. Sorry, not Mark of the Wolves, but the new Fatal Fury, aka City of Wolves. That's exciting. I wonder how people still refer to it as Garo. Funny enough, and I think maybe that's because it was the title of the game of only Mark of the Wolves, right here in well in the Western world. But I hope everybody realizes that like the Fatal Fury title is the localization of Garo Densetsu, right? But somehow only Mark of the Wolves became known as Garo in the States. Probably, yeah, everywhere else English is spoken. So it's kind of funny as people say, "Oh, it's the sequel to Garo," and like, well, yes and no, right? Because you had like the original Fatal Fury series, and then Real Bout, and then Mark of the Wolves. But it's all part of Fatal Fury, right? In the same sense that like you have Art of Fighting, 1, 2, and 3, and all the different King of Fighters. They're different series, right? SNK makes, despite a lot of overlap with the characters. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about that. Today we're going to continue on throws. Yeah, just kind of like a quick review on what's going on here. I have to connect the second controller here. Yeah, that's why I have that here. I probably can move things over here. Okay, there we are. Cool. Sorry for the sniffles. Yeah, so I think last time we were here, we were here. uh, I demonstrated like throws working, but the issue is that there's no actual range check on the throw, right? We just check whether or not the character is performing a throw and whether the other player is. Well, actually, we don't have another condition on that. I think it's just whether or not they're performing a throw. What do I have an error here? What did I? Oh, I probably have a typo somewhere that I accidentally made while I was setting up the stream. Is that it? Yeah, there it is. So, yeah. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so probably fine now. Alrighty. Any questions about what we've done up until now on the previous streams in regards to grabs and throws? Yeah, so I set it up on the special move, so it performs the throw, and you see the GR here is a grab reaction, right? And the character's in the grab reaction right here. Let me plug up another controller here so that I can demonstrate other issues here very, very soon in regards to what I have to do for allowing throws. So, kind of the first thing we need to do to support grabbable states is what we're going to pretty much work today on is a range check, right? And the range check, obviously, is kind of the most basic thing. You don't want throws to have infinite range, so on the ground, we're just going to have a distance check for now, but which is often something that is done in fighting games. But what do you do about the air, right, when the character's jumping? What do you do if they're you don't want them to be thrown out of the air from a ground throw, right? So Let's kind of see if I can perform this because this is a special move. Oop. Yep, you see how the ground throw state got activated there? So we don't want that as well, and that's something we want to prevent. But we do want to support air throws as well, and because I kind of want to demonstrate like two methods of supporting throws or grabs. For the air throws, we're actually going to support throw boxes or grab boxes and a grabbable box. For this stream, though, probably I'll just make the push box. It's going to just be interpreted as the grab box. And you can see this green box here, right? That's our push box. This is our physical space representative space. Oh, probably allocated memory. I wasn't supposed to. Right. Over allocated memory. I don't know. Why did it crash? Some kind of cast problem. Probably because the character was falling. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's basically going to be the strategy here. So the first thing we need to do is to look at our reaction processor, because I believe that is actually, sorry, our collision processor. Collision system. I keep calling it processor. Sorry, that's something related to Unreal in their ECS system. Where's the chat? How do I show the chat here? Oh, there we go. Cool. Yeah. Also, hope I'm coming through very clear today. Made sure to turn the mic back on. That's sweet. Okay. What is this preview thing here? Okay. What is under? This is a new feature in Visual Studio Code that shows you the last few lines, first few lines of a function. That's convenient, maybe. Anyway, kind of annoying. I wonder if I can turn that off. So we're gonna have a distance check within our collision processor, because that's kind of what the job is, to decide if there's collision events, and we're considering a throwaway collision event. So what is our outline here? Let's look at our outline for our code. It's not working. No symbols found in document. Blah blah blah. Okay, that's fine. I didn't want it anyway. Okay, so is it perform? What is our throw? We have collision phase. That's fine. Collision phase, and we have a grab phase, right? Grab collision phase. That's right. So here we're going through. We're appending all the hit events. If there is a the only condition we have right now is whether or not the throwing entity, a grabbing entity, is not the being grabbed entity, right? So we want to add another condition here. So we can label this as 2. Make sure the grabbing entity doesn't doesn't grab itself. Yeah, makes sense. Then we want to have range check, right? And then we can check this. But we can put it down here as well. Well, there's a for loop here, so blah, 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 blah. I think the range check is the most reasonable thing to do right now. So for the range check, we need both the positions of the grabbing entity and the entity being grabbed, plus the range of the throw and the range of their grabbable distance, which is something we set up in the character properties, I believe, if I recall correctly. So is it grabbable distance? Yeah, grabbable distance. That's right. So if the distance is less than the grabbable distance, sorry, yeah. So if the grab distance, or we also have grab distance, right? Grab distance, yeah. So if the grab distance, sorry. So the math is pretty straightforward. I think I already showed it before in the. Give me a second here. Oh, that's the wrong window. Okay. I should have had this open, actually. I forgot about that. Where's my stream browser? Okay, here. Yeah, we have Scully Draw. I think I showed you how this works. So if the grabbable distance, if this distance is less than the grabbable distance to grab distance, then there's a throw occurs. So it's pretty straightforward, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm thinking about that correctly. If I'm not, correct me. So we have to get the grabbable distance and the grab distance on this. So we actually have to loop through all these first, right? So, okay, so we actually have to add the condition here. Yeah. So first, let's get the grab distance, grabbable distance. So what data do we have available to us? We have the action properties. Okay, so we can get the grabber action properties. Sorry, we have the grab properties, right? So grabber property. Okay, we call it grabber property. Do we get autocomplete here? No, we don't. Okay, I know I know it's grab distance, so that should be grab. Oh, there we go. We have the grab distance, and then we need to add the grabbable distance from the entity being grabbed. And do we have the grab entity's character state? Well, we're looping through all the other entities now, and we haven't got. So we need to get their character properties, right? So how do we get that? Oh, in the character data. Sorry, character data. Easiest way to get that is. Oh, sorry, that's wrong. We could get it from the asset manager from the entity index. Sorry. Sorry if it's very early in the morning for me. Oh yeah, so we have the character assets, items, entity. That's how we do it. Okay, we can do that. So, so we need to get the const entity. Yeah, we need this entity, other entity. So, other data. Other character, yes, this other character, other character, and then we need the other character dot grabbable distance, right? That should be correct. And then we need to take the difference. We need the distance between the two entities. So we need their location as well. So that should be the physics component, I believe. Yeah, that's right. So we have the grabber physics, other physics, which includes the position again. So we need the other entity, and grabber entity. Okay, and then we just need to take, is that an earthquake again? Nah. Okay, then we just take the distance, and I'm just blocking this all out real quick. Distance equals, where's our absolute value? Where's our absolute value? We need absolute value to do a distance check. Do we have math? Yeah, we have a math. Is it absolute? Is that really the function? It's called absolute here. It shouldn't be ABS, kind of standard, right? Or is it? Yeah. Let's just guess it's ABS, and let's take the grabber. Let's see other. I usually do this way. The target goes first. I think location is what we called it, or we called it position. Sorry, is that what we use? Yes, right. So other position dot, and we're only caring about the horizontal axis, so the x-axis. And grabber physics dot x. Okay. Now we can have the check, right? Now, oof. Then we're gonna add a bunch of conditions. So I'm actually gonna do this kind of thing. Well, we might have other conditions. So instead of wrapping this in a bunch of if statements, I'm just gonna continue as each condition fails, right? So if distance is greater than this is this value, right? If distance is greater than this is like kind of the grab range we need to check, right? Then they're not gonna be a throw distance, so we're gonna continue. Okay, so let's see if that works. No, what did I mess up? Okay, game data is not there. Game data is not there. Oh, yeah. So we need to check to see if game data is valid, right? That's fine. That's fair. That's fair. So we're not gonna let any of this stuff work unless we have game data. So we can just skip everything here. So game state dot game data, and then we can make that game data, right? Game data, because we're going to make sure it's valid, and then capture the value of the optional that isn't optional. And again, I kind of wish I didn't do this. I should have verified this is valid throughout the whole game. Don't have to actually do this, but again, hindsight is 20/20. So we got another another error. Root struct the file you delimit has no member name ABS. Okay, well that figures. So what is our standard library? Where's our math? Math. I don't want to do that. I want to go to math. Math.zig. Math.zig. Do we have that? Okay. Absolute value. No ABS. Oh, it's a built-in function. I think it's a built-in function, actually. I forgot. I think I have that. ABS. Yeah, it's a built-in function. Oops. Because I think there's like apps. There's actually machine instructions that are more efficient. Ah, sorry, my mistake there. One of these days, like the IntelliSense or the code complete stuff will be better. Or faster, at least. Okay, cool. So let's try to perform the throw over here. Doesn't activate here. Oh, it doesn't activate here at all. Oh, okay. So the distance is pretty short, clearly, which is fine, which is kind of expected. But what if we extend the distance? So we can open up our editor and demonstrate the distance. Okay. Image sequences. Images. Don't hear about that. Grab reaction. These are all the actions, the images, the actions, and things like that. There's a default pushbacks. There's a grabbable distance. So, like, we can make this stupid. Oh, sorry. I was limiting the value by something really, really large, but let's do 900,000 just to test, and then see if that worked. Increase the distance. Yep. So it did increase the distance of the throw. So there we go. So that works. We could have had like a visualization of it showing like the actual distance, but yeah. So let's just go ahead and commit that and document it. Oh, that was just me updating. Actually, hold on. Updated grab reaction image. Okay. Good. That taken care of. And then not stream notes. Oh, here we go. Okay. Supported a distance check for grabs. Okay, there we go. I need to stage that. There we go. And pushed. Cool. So we got the distance check. I think that went pretty smoothly. Obviously, we could do much thorough testing, and there might be a bug in there, but I think the purposes of it are clear. The intent is clear. Cool. Yep. So, kind of the next thing I had on the docket was to start making sure throws don't activate when the character's in the air, right? So if it's like a ground throw, so if you're on the ground performing a ground throw, the basic check is, so let's just start with the most basic thing. It's not, general purpose, but it will get the job done. So first, let's demonstrate still that if the other player jumps, and actually I'm going to change this value real quick because it's much easier to test when the grab distance is larger, because right now it's only 50 units, which is pretty short. I'm going to make it 500 units. Yeah, and then we could, so to demonstrate when the character is jumping, oosh, okay, how can I do this? Yeah. Not like Mighty Mar, who has like super skills on this stuff. Oops. Wow, I'm not. Okay. Wow, am I that bad at performing the special move? So you see, okay, grab activated, right? We don't want that to happen. So the next thing we can do, and this is again the kind of straightforward starting point of this stuff, is adding just a check in our collision code, right? We could add it in like the reaction processor to say, okay, here's all our additional conditions. And maybe that's important. Maybe that's better to do there than maybe the collision. Well, this is kind of vague because this is kind of a very gameplay kind of thing. It's not really like a physicsy thing where like you would have a pre-processing fade for all the collision boxes and stuff and make sure they overlap, and then you handle all the conditions later. Because that's, more cache efficient, all that kind of stuff. I think in this case, probably put the conditions in the collision system again. I keep saying processor. Collision system. yeah, I don't want the range check here, but yeah, yep. So we're gonna do a range check and ground check. Okay, so we're gonna make sure both characters on the ground. So we're only gonna allow throws to occur if they're both on the ground for now. In this case, we're gonna have another grab loop that goes through and handles grab boxes, but for now we're not gonna do that. Okay. So let's see. Let's make sure both the other physics. So let's say both the grabber physics. Again, this is very kind of hard coded, and yeah, other physics. So this ensures, this is in our game context, right? This means they're on the ground. Now there may be other contexts where the ground is not 0 technically, right? But this is kind of, it's kind of a quick, easy way to do it. Not as robust, but for our purposes works. So actually we want to make sure both are, if either of these are not 0, right? Meaning they're not on the ground, then we ignore the we don't add the hit event, the throw event. Okay. Then we just run that and test this bad boy. Oops. If I can perform this correctly, right? See, now it's not coming out, right? Well, we get very close, so it's obvious. Okay, and now it comes out if I'm on the ground. Cool. So that's what we wanted. That is ground check. So we're going to commit that just for documentation purposes. Made sure grab distance checks. Well, we could probably reorganize this stuff to be more efficient, but for now we're not going to do that. So make sure grabs that use the grab distance / grab hold distance parameters only occur on the. So this means there's no air throws, right? For our purposes. Now, if we want to use this kind of grabbable grab distance stuff for the air, we'd have to include the y-axis, right? Because we don't want characters being thrown. They're way too above or way too below you. We can make that a constant value, right? And make sure that's consistent between all characters. And maybe that's something that's fine, right? Maybe that's something that's completely fine to do. Off the top of my head, maybe games have done that, but I don't know of any. Nothing I've actually went through and verified that's what's actually happening. But it's definitely something that could be done. But I think for air throws, often it's just easier, especially for the designers, to have like a tweakable hitbox, right? So for air throws, that's probably going to do. We're going to use hitboxes. Right now, there is. Do we still have that is grab property on attack? So let's see if I can find it, because I think we did add that. Let's look at our character data. Is grab, yeah. So we could have a hit property that is a grab, right? And then we just ignore all the other properties. So that's nice and convenient. We already have that. What we have to do though is check whether or not. Here's the thing. Like I said before, we have to check all the push boxes against these grab boxes if we were to do this. So we need to add another pass in our collision processor that actually kind of accumulates the transformed boxes, push boxes. I don't know if we've done that yet, so I need to check. We got the default push box, right? Yeah, default push. So we have this. Yeah, so we have this gather push box face. So we have gathered it. So we could loop in this like grab collision phase. We could loop over all the push boxes. We'd have to make this actually a member function of the struct, so that it actually has access to our cache data, but that's neither here nor there. It's not as important. But anyway, yeah. So I think the first thing we can try is this. Let's just like loop through all the attack boxes versus attack boxes that are also grabs versus push boxes and see if they collide. Right, and then generate a throw event. So let's see how we organize this, because I forget if we loop. I think we loop over all the attack boxes and loop over all the vulnerable boxes. I think that's how it works. It's been a while, so I forgot exactly how we did it. So let's look. Loop through all the active defending entities. Also, we loop through all the vulnerable boxes, and then we'll loop through all the attack boxes, I believe. Or wait, sorry, what is this for? Oh, yeah. Yeah, here's a hit event. If, okay. Yeah, so if these overlap, right? So this is we're going through all the, so attack boxes and then vulnerable boxes. So we need to use something not just for vulnerable boxes, but also for push boxes. So we can have a similar loop here, right? Let's see. So if it's grab, we're going to ignore that event. In general, I don't like the collision. How do I put it? I don't like adding that kind of thing to the collision processor, because it means you have to be introspective into the state of the character instead of just looking at boxes. But I think I'll make an exception in this case, because it does mean we have to re-architect things a little bit, and I don't want to do that right now. So this is really for just demonstration purposes, and I think as long as I'm discussing it, it gets the idea across. So coffee. Okay, so we want to go through all the, it's like this, but we want to go through all the doodly doos. We want to go through all the push boxes instead. So for each attack box right now, we're going to go through all, not the active, is it push box? Is it active push slices? Is that what we have? We named them differently, or do we not cache them at all? Actually, one entity vulnerable boxes. Did we make a mistake here? Did I make a mistake here? Because we have. I just named it entity vulnerable boxes. It should be push boxes. That's my mistake. Let's rename that. Yeah. One entity push boxes. Yeah, I don't need to loop through. Okay. So yeah. It's kind of weird to name this. Don't check pusher against itself. Okay, I'm getting distracted now. Okay. Anyway, we have. Oh, I think I know why I named it that way, because it's much clearer what I'm doing. I should rename this stuff in the future, but I'm not gonna name it right now. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with that. Anyway, I'm not actually. Am I caching? Yeah. So push slices are like this, right? That's right. Bullet. I think we have to do this. So then we can go through all the. We can do this. Yeah, we can go through here, and then make sure that we're not here. Okay. The push slices. Don't care about that part. Hold on. I was going to copy this and then replace what we need. Oh, this should be fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then this should work. we should do this and then continue if it's the same one, and then otherwise we're gonna loop through all. Well, we're gonna check the collisions. Okay, we're gonna check the collisions of the boxes. Yes, we're gonna check the boxes, and then if it so collides, we will do things. But let's see if it compiles real quick. So. Okay, cool. So, it does collect, but we actually want to check to see if it's a grab. Is grab, right? So, we need to get the property of these things, right? The property, so we can check if it is grab or not. So, I don't think we're grabbing the properties. Ah, here we go. That's reaction components, okay. I think what I'll do is how do I want to handle this? Again, I'm just thinking like about optimizations and stuff and complexity of this code. Well, I'm more thinking about complexity. So pulling down the characters properties again. Action properties is kind of annoying. Okay, we can do. We're actually already doing it here. We're pulling down the properties anyway. So what are you gonna do? Okay. So we're gonna pull down the properties here of the attacker, and if it is a grab, then we'll push it onto the events. Onto the events. Okay. We'll do this. Oh, hold on. We want to is grab, whatever. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're gonna push it onto the events array. I don't think we need anything else. Defender. So this should. Oh, we didn't name it other entity. So here it's called defender index, right? Attacker ID. Ooh, sorry. Typically we do, what is it? Attacker ID is attacker index defender. Okay, that's correct. So that's what we do here. That's how we named it here. So let's just grab events. So a normal attack box is will be able to like throw the other entity if the attack box overlaps with the push box. And this is actually something that's done in certain games. It is kind of a proxy for what would be a throwable box. We could give like each character their own unique throwable box, but for the time being, we're just going to use the push boxes. Okay. Coolio. And that should work, maybe. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. No, use the undeclared game data. Where do we get this from? We have to do this. Yeah, I should have copied this whole thing. That's right. That's right. Okay, we're gonna copy this whole thing and then redo our stuff. Okay. This is why I was saying like about code complexity here. Yeah, I really want to go through and refactor this stuff, but too late for now. Okay. Unused capture. Action data. Why is action data unused? Oh, wait, hold on. Give me a second here. I see. Okay, we got action name, and then we can find action. All right, so I messed up here. So we actually do need the action data. I keep forgetting. Action data is hit property is grab. Yeah, I think that's what we wanted. Okay. Whoa, so many lines of stuff here. Let's just add a comma there to make this a little more readable. Okay. I probably should just do this because why not? Okay. Okay, yeah. Alrighty. Code complexity. No, we still have errors. What is it? No field name hit property. Oh. So action data doesn't have, oh. hold on. Sorry. I think it's their character is. No, it is hit is grab. Hold on. Actually, we don't need to do this. We kind of do. Yeah. Hold on. There we go. That's what it was. Kind of roundabout, but I only want to push actions that are actually a grab. Technically, that property is already in the hit properties, and actually, okay, we do check hits is grab here, so we actually can delete all this crap. I'm sorry for all this trouble I've caused y'all. So we don't need any of this crapola here. Delete this. Sorry. Tap. Delete this. Should be good now. So all we're going to do is check the vulnerable boxes, then append the event. We don't care that it's a grab or not here. I know we're going to have additional hit events that are not necessary, but it's going to be handled in the reaction process that we've done already. So we've already verified that works. We're going to leave it like this. They run their code. That actually simplifies this area of the code too. So, okay. So it does work. One thing I want to do is I forget. Actually, we can just run it and then make changes on the fly with our editor to check things. So right now that is grab is going to cause us a distance check, both on the hitbox and the distance. So let's just check this out real quick. So looking at so the distance is still very, very large, I guess we have on there, as I showed before. Let's pull this down. Where is our distance? Yeah, so we're going to set that to 0 for now, so that no longer applies. So just to make clear what I'm doing here, I'm going to try to create a attack box that is also a grab. And you see there's no attack box on this right now, right? Because we removed it, I think, last time. So I'm going to activate that move so I can edit it. So easier to edit now. Collapse all the character properties. We have the special. We have the hit property, attack property, no hit boxes. Let's add the hit box. So this frame to this frame. We want to have some width. Actually, let's go to frame 100 just so it's easier to edit this and we can see it. Give it some height. Give it some more width. Let's give this width. So that should be reasonable. And then we again, I need to align this sprite, and we can do that right now because it's a huge pain to not have it aligned. Yeah. So I'm just gonna move that forward a little bit. Oh yeah, you shouldn't be. This is just a demo thing, so ignore that. So change the Y position, change the X position to be forward. So there was our throw. I'm gonna go ahead and just fix this sprite real quick. Image sequences. We have idle, grab, reaction, attack, attack 1, attack 2, special attack. Oh my lordy, I messed that up. There we go. It moves too fast. Oh yes, it's huge chunks. Ooh, that's bad. That's number 2. That's about right? And then 0. Oops, wrong. About -300. Let's get 200. Okay, we'll move it forward a little bit. -180. -170. Oops, 190. Yeah, oh, whatever. That's better. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to just save this so we don't have to deal with that for now. Okay, cool. So we have that. And now, if we do this, I'll hit the vulnerable box. And okay, we're still triggering grab reactions because we consider that for the vulnerable box collision. Well, one thing we could do is kind of the opposite of what we were doing before. So we do have the action state here already, right? Because we're pushing this on here. So, so we can say ignore grab. So if it's not a grab, if action data, dot attack. This is kind of janky and roundabout, and I don't like it, but we want to consider non-grab attacks here, right? So let's see. Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense. Dot hit property. One way we could fix this is have separate grab boxes that are not part of the attack properties. Something we might add in the future, or just change. I don't want to change it now because I need to cache those boxes. I don't really have a convenient way to add another set of cached hit boxes. I could do it. It wouldn't take too long, but it's too much for the stream. Okay. So we have an action data tech property, hit property. Oh, I think it's called hit property, right? Yeah. Property dot is grab. We're gonna make sure this is not a grab. Oops. Is grab. And then, okay. There we go. So if it's not a grab, then we'll add this. So we can do that pretty easily, I think. So the grab box should not collide with the vulnerable box. What are you doing here? No field name hit property. Oh, it is. So the autocomplete here is just killing me. It's killing me. I'm just not a personally. Just aesthetically, I'm not a big fan of the underbar, underscore. But it is what it is. So, all right. So this shouldn't kind of grab from here. That should kind of see. You see, if I hit the vulnerable, sorry, if I hit the vulnerable, it doesn't activate. But I'm pushing is not. Oh, we never got pushing to work? Or am I crazy? I thought we had push boxes working. I don't know if that broke or never supported it. I need to go back and see what's going on there. But anyway, you can see that. Oh, it's not activating. Oh, I guess they're in a bad state somehow. Let's double check that. Somehow they got put in a bad state. Oh, I don't think they're ever released from the throw. That's what it was. Okay, that's right. So we need to make sure they get released from throw after it. Going back to idle. I'll fix that at some point. But yeah, you can see again, it doesn't activate throw here, but it activates throw here. And I should be able to get an air throw now, which is kind of more, that's actually intentional in this case. So that's fine. Oops. Well, it shouldn't work against, I have to, again, they're going back to a normal state. So let's turn on this. Oosh. Okay. Get next to each other. And then go to, oh, I want to go together. Oh. My other controller ran out of battery or disconnected or something. Okay. Okay. So now we're the opposite. Not really the ideal circumstance, but whatever. Okay, so you can see how I just performed a throw, right? The throw got canceled by landing, which is okay for our cases for this moment, but so now they're not in a throwable state because they're still, I think they're marked as locked. But I think it was clear, demonstrated that worked. The only issue is you can perform a ground throw against an airborne opponent. We could do that check in the collision processor, but I think I'm going to do it in this case in the reaction system. I know I did it the other way around, but for the distance check, but for the box check, I just kind of want to process all the boxes and handle the event later. So in this case of is grab, right? I want to check to see if both the opponent and the grabber and the grabbee are in the air or both are on the ground. If they're not, then don't cause the throw, right? Okay, so we can do that. So we have both the physics of defender. So both the physics position dot y is greater than 0. Yeah, and attacker physics. I want to stay symmetrical here. So attacker physics, because I'm crazy like that. Dot y is greater than 0. Oops, sorry, greater than 0, and the attacker, sorry, defender physics dot location dot y is greater than 0. So we want to make sure that's true. I can make this really annoying. Actually, yeah. So I got it. Yeah, we can do that. So, just for this case, I'm just gonna do it like this. So we're gonna wrap that. We're gonna say this is true. Either this is true or they're both 0, right? So so that's true, and then we need to wrap this. Is this gonna work? I thought the syntax thingamajig. Oh, I see what the problem is. Did that fix it? No. No, what did I do? I thought the auto format would fix this. What did I do? Did that mess up here? No. Oh, I have that. Oh, I messed up one. No. Auto format did not do it for me here. Okay. That's weird. This seems okay. Everything's wrapped as appropriate. Oh, equals. There we go. Is that the problem? 53. What did I do? Oh. Oh, whoops. Or. No, and. What? It compiled? I don't even want to know. Don't even want to know. What did I do? No filling location. Oh, it should be position. Position. Okay. That's why it all didn't work out. Okay, cool. So we can try this out and see if I can throw. Yeah, let's see if I can throw here. So that works. They're getting some hit property for some reason. I don't know why. Not gonna think about that at the moment. So, but if they're in the air, let's see if that works. To be super sure, what we can do is perform this attack, right? Oops. Look at all this stuff. Yeah, look at their move down here. I'll turn on the hitboxes. Oh no. Yeah, turn on the hitboxes. The move is now finished. I want to do that. Okay. Okay. To be super sure that we can not throw the character who's in the air when you're on the ground, and maybe we want that in the future, but not for now. Again, demonstration purposes. This is for demonstration purposes, to be clear. Okay, so we can change the height on this. Make it really tall, or easier just to change the top. Right, so this is just to demonstrate that we can't throw them out the air easily, right? So I think I demonstrated enough. Okay, and then I can throw them on the ground, right? That works. Now let's see if air-to-air throws work. Should. And they did. Okay, again, say grabs is because we're talking about just the grabbing portion of the throw. We haven't even gotten into like the whole reaction part of throwing a character yet. So we supported that. So when we supported distance check and hitbox based throws. Two ways you can do it, and I can showed you how you can either like check the condition in the collision system or in the reaction system. You can do it both places. There are trade-offs to doing one or the other. I think it does make a lot of sense just to have the collision processor handle overlapping events, and then use the reaction processor to actually have like your gameplay rules when it comes to whether or not something goes into a reaction. You can do the other way around, but it does add more complication to the collision system. And I prefer to have like single purpose things in like the stage of the game engine. Now, You can do both if you want just to simplify everything and not have this kind of staged, uh, um, these staged processes going from like A to who generates data for process B. Then you don't do that. But this architecture from the beginning has had like this kind of staging where you cache data that's been processed and passes on to the next stage. It's pipelined. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and commit these changes. Other than I'm not gonna change the character data directly for our cases. So supported ground to ground and air to air hitbox based grabs. Okay, and both characters need to be either grounded or airborne for a grab to activate, to hit. Okay, there we go. Cool. Well, that is pretty much what I want to cover today. Little quick. I think we're going to continue on this whole grab throw situation because really we've just handled grab and collision portions of this stuff, right? What we really need to do is go through and handle what happens after the grab, right? The kind of character controlling another character throw stuff. So that's what we'll get to next time. Is there any questions about what I've covered this time? If not, as always, I really appreciate y'all dropping by. I hope to see you next time. A little offset here. Yeah. But yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, morning, wherever you may be. Until then, peace.